Hey Internet, Eric here. It's October still, and I'm still discussing horror movies I've never seen on the channel. It's been actually really interesting lately. Some really good ones, some decent ones, and some movies that just exist. Today, we're going all the way back to 1964, and we're going to finally talk some Vincent Price. I think I've only talked about him once on the channel with the Abominable Dr. Fives. Today, we're talking The Last Man on Earth. Now, if you're new to my channel, welcome. I discuss plot, spoilers, specific scenes, what have you. Basic plot of this is Vincent Price is, as far as he knows, the last living man on Earth. A virus has just swept the world, killed everyone but him. He believes he has somehow had an immunity to this virus. And what happens is at nighttime, these, I guess you'd say, the people infected that have not died from the virus have turned into a vampire type zombie hybrid, I guess you would say. Um, and it's just him going on his day to day life trying to survive the night. Um, I'd seen I Am Legend before. I have read the short story by Richard Matheson. I'd seen The Omega Man. And this was the first, to my knowledge, adaptation. Let's get to it. Vincent Price is really, really good. I have not really seen a lot of Vincent Price. I've seen The Abominable Dr. Fives, Edward Scissorhands, was it House of the Long Shadows, a couple other things. He's really, really good in this. What I really like is he's basically alone for 70% of the movie. A lot of his scenes are non-speaking, but he has an internal dialogue, and he's got a great voice for. Well, he's got a great voice in general, but he's got a great voice for like narration, and it's just him going day to day and just seeing what he has to do to survive, making sure the gas and the and everything works. Day to day hunting down these. I guess you would say they're vampires more so because he hangs wreaths of garlic on his door. He does pound the stakes into their heart type of thing. I'll get to why I think there's partially zombies in a little bit, but he's doing that. Checking the generators, burying dead or not burying, but burning dead bodies that he finds in the street because they might, if you don't, they come back and try to attack you type of thing. And then eventually he meets up with a woman who is infected, but she doesn't want to kill him, type of thing. So he's got a good chemistry with that actress. She's decent. She's not in the movie very long. Um, he's got great chemistry like with the actors in like this flashback sequence. Before everything has happened. Just 1 second, please. I keep having to pause my videos, man. My allergies are crazy. My eyes, sneezing. Anyways, sorry. There was flashback sequence before everything happened. At least into the United States. He's got a friend that is worried about it, and Vincent Price at first is very skeptical. So he's great with that actor. He's great with the actress who plays his wife, the little girl that plays his daughter. So and then there are scenes where his daughter has passed away, and he's against them burning her body, and he's arguing with the people burning the bodies, and one of the guys who is in charge of doing the disposal, and says, my daughter is in there too, and he's pointing down to the fire. Really creepy. And then the scene where he refuses to burn the body of his wife, and because he does so, he buries her, and because he does so, she comes back. He has to take care of her. So Vincent Price is really, really good. I'm not going to get into the other actors because I've pretty much just said they are great with Vincent. Um, Atmosphere is really creepy because he's by himself for almost the whole movie, not counting the flashbacks. Just watching him burn the bodies is very sad, disturbing, and again, this is something he does every day. So I really like what they do with Vincent. The monsters, I guess you'd say, the vampires, what have you. Um, I wish they were a little more scary. I don't care that they look like humans, and they just have like a somewhat like dark circles around their eyes. It's 19, what did I say? 1964, black and white. Who cares? But they just move so fucking slow. And the other problem is the ADR is just really bad. Like I don't care that they're walking around like zombies, even though they're supposed to be vampires. But you have his friend who was succumbed to the virus. His friend is, outside his door nightly, walking slow, like slow motion. He's got like a big piece of like a 2x4, and he's always hitting against the door, and he's just like super slow. Like I don't know if their bodies are gonna start to rot like a zombie. I mean, they should, but his body didn't show any sign, but he's slowly hitting it, slowly hitting it, and he is talking to Vincent Price. Does it say his name on here? Uh, Robert Morgan. So you hear Robert, which is Vincent Price. You hear his friend, Robert. Open the door, Robert. So it's just, it takes me out. I mean, I don't know if that's the time it was or them trying to be spooky, but that takes me out. The vampire zombie creatures are not intimidating in the least until they finally get, he visits, what is it? Robert's visiting the grave of his wife, and he falls asleep, and it is now nightfall. So that is kind of scary at nighttime when he is like running through the zombies. I'm gonna call him that. Fuck it, zombies, vampires, who cares? He's running through the infected, and even though they're moving slower and shit, just like Night of the Living Dead, it is kind of spooky when he shuts the door and their hands are trying to come through and break through. So that's good, but still, just the Robert, open the door. That's pretty lame. Eventually, like I said, Robert meets a woman who is alive. She is infected because he takes a blood sample, saves her, does a blood transfusion. But then she's part of this group that is afraid of Robert for some reason. They think that Robert still plans on killing them. I don't know. So eventually they all get together, they hunt down Robert, and in an interesting, game of cat and mouse or good chase scene, eventually they do shoot and kill him. Or no, what they do, they harpoon him with a spear or some weird shit. Um, and then he dies, and he says, "I'm truly the last man on earth." Boom, the end. Well, that is until, the girl walks through, and then you see that babies are now being born. So are babies immune to the virus? We don't know, because he wasn't able to do any experimentation. Overall, Last Man on Earth, decent. I thought once he met the girl from the group that was infected, it kind of slowed down a little bit because I just kind of lost interest. I don't know what it was. The chase scenes are pretty good when they're chasing him, but the fact that he just dies for the sake of it just comes like out of the blue. We're gonna kill him, type of thing. So I didn't like that. I didn't like, again, the whole really bad lame ADR with zombie vampires. But Vincent Price is really, really good. Seeing the way he acts with almost nobody for half the movie, if not more. Lots of creepy imagery too, like stuff like that, where he's just walking downstairs, dead bodies everywhere, and there's no one else but him. So it's worth seeing at least just once. I'm gonna watch this again. I'm gonna give it another shot. Now that I know that I'm going into like the last half of the movie, because I gotta figure out what I think about when he meets the other group. But overall, I enjoyed it. I enjoyed it, especially just to watch Vincent Price and that inner monologue he has. I love it when, because he's not gonna be talking to anybody, but I love it how he's describing what's going on with the for the audience. So that's it. Thank you for watching. Like and subscribe. Comment below if you've seen this one. What do you think? You like this one? You like Will Smith better? Omega Man? None of them. All that jazz. Coming up next, I'm going to discuss The Fog. I have seen it once, over 10 years ago. Over 10 years, if not longer, and I remember jack shit about it, so we're going to do The Fog, and I got a couple other things planned. But with that, like and subscribe, all that jazz, and I'll see you in the next one. Cheers.